Going along with last week's lecture about retaining good employees, we also want to keep them healthy. Stress is a very real fact of life in the workplace. An effect of stress is something called strain. That's the negative consequences that come from stress. Here's an example of what stress can do. Naomi Henderson, who was the CEO of a company called Riva, which was a market research firm based in Rockville, Maryland, had been working 120 hours a week regularly. One night, she woke up and had to go to the bathroom, but found out she couldn't move. She was paralyzed. She woke up her husband. He was able to get her out of bed, rushed her to the emergency room, and the doctor told them that it was stress. So he ordered her to bed rest for 14 hours a day for the next 6 weeks. Stress is real. The body has a natural set of responses to adapt and function, but they can become toxic if the body deals with stress for too long or too frequently. The body creates chemical compounds. They can increase the heart rate and blood pressure, redirect blood from organs, muscles, and brain. Prolonged and frequent stress leads the body to break down, just as it did in Ms. Henderson's case. So what do you suppose are the biggest sources of stress for most people? Well, based on a 2013 poll of 2,000 people, the job accounted for 34% of their stress, finances 30%, health 17%, and other factors 19%. You see what's ranking up there at number one? The job. Is all stress bad? Well, no, actually some of it helps us to perform. There's a couple of different types of stress. There's something called hindrance stress. That's the bad stress. It keeps us from reaching our goals. At work, it comes from role conflict, ambiguity, overload, red tape, work politics, daily hassles. At home, it comes from work-family conflict, negative life events, and financial uncertainties. Challenge stress is the good stress. It's the stress that motivates us, and it's associated with workload. At work, it comes from time pressure, work responsibility, work complexity. At home, it can come from family time demands or personal development demands, or even positive life events. Even challenge stress can sometimes lead to an interesting phenomenon called presenteeism. People whose jobs are filled with challenge stressors experience strains that can result in illness. They tend to be more satisfied and committed due to the challenge, so they keep working. This can lead to prolonged illness, ultimately a downward spiral of impaired health and performance, though they may still be on the job. Studies have found that there is a greater reduction in productivity from people suffering from presenteeism than from absenteeism. They're there at work, but they're not getting as much done. What besides work in your personal life can cause stress? Well, the environment. There are economic factors, job security, interest rates, investments. Political factors, important political decisions, judicial appointments that affect how things get interpreted and laws, and, of course, terrorism. Technological stresses, skills can become obsolete. People may have to learn a whole new set of skills, and some may have trouble adjusting to that. You probably heard of the Type A and Type B personalities. Well, Type A has a sense of time urgency. They're impatient. They're hard-driving, competitive, controlling, aggressive. Sometimes they can even be hostile. They're likely to perceive higher levels of stress and be more sensitive to it. And then there's Type B. To a degree, it's the opposite of Type A. They tend to sense less stress and be less sensitive to it. Which type are you? Whichever type you are, recognize it and be aware of how your stress can affect you and what you may have to do to deal with that. So let's talk about what you have to do to manage stress. As an individual, good time management helps. Regular exercise. Get relaxation training. Learn to stretch and to breathe. Expand your social support network so there are people to talk to and interact with. Organizations can do things too. Make sure getting employees are into the right jobs. Provide good training. Set realistic goals and help employees too also. Redesign jobs to provide more satisfaction and to be more manageable. Increase employee involvement in company decisions and activities, and have good communication. Where feasible, offer sabbaticals to allow employees to renew and enhance themselves, and offer corporate wellness programs. Stress is very real and can lead to strain, which can hurt us. While not all stress is bad, even challenge stressors can lead to illness if there's too much of it. With stress coming from all corners of our lives, we need to be aware of how much stress we're under and take steps to management and ultimately to reduce it.